It has been over a month since my last video. My last video was just a really quick update where I was showing off some ESP32s, talking about my Nerf blasters, which you can see them over there, and talking about some other projects I'd like to do. And since then, I've been just posting a couple of shorts, and I've been enjoying that. I've been enjoying making little short videos, just recording what I'm doing at that moment, showing off what I'm doing, and here's an update video on just what I've been doing over the past month. Over the past month, I have found 3D printable art figures, like this guy right here. And I stumbled across this when I saw a page on Twitter, Collect Fat Fucks, I believe, where they showed their Space Marine figure, which I just snapped a piece off of. But I saw their figure of a chunky Space Marine, this guy right here. And I thought, that is cool. And I remembered, hey, I'm following a guy on Instagram who also shares his cool little figures, like this guy. It's a little chubby axolotl. And I shared a lot of update videos and progress videos of printing this guy. So most of the figures I'm going to be showing in this video, they recommend being printed in resin. I don't have a resin printer. I have an FDM printer. I have a regular standard, 3D printer. So I've been printing these guys on my FDM printer. So this figure is this figure right here. They call him Fat Fuck. It's a fat Space Marine from Warhammer 40k from Games Workshop. Their own remodeled, resculpted version. As you can see, they have detailing for the gun. All these are just layer lines, which that's the downside of FDM printing, is you get a lot of layer lines due to under extrusion, over extrusion, just change in humidity, random things. And yeah, this one I printed with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle at I think it was 0.2 millimeter layer heights. And I think it came out really well. And as you can see, they've got details for the little ribbons with little skulls, the pouches, the blaster, even has the little rounds in the blaster, which I think is really good touch. And before I had snapped off the little relic, that's what they call these things, relics. You can see it has a little skull on it. It's shaped to be round. It's really cool looking. It's really cool. It's got another relic on it. This one with the little key and everything, and a little, I'm gonna say a sarcophagus, little, box right there on his waistband. And this is cool. I really love this. As someone who used to play a lot of Warhammer 40k, I used to have a Dark Angel army for a while. Then I got into Adeptus Mechanicus. Let's see if I can find a figure of that really fast. So when I played Adeptus Mechanicus, I was building a sort of a sand dune crawler type army. Everything was going to be painted in this off beige sandy color. I never finished it, ended up selling the rest of the figures. Kept the dune crawler, obviously. But yeah, I've always had a soft spot for Warhammer 40k, and I love 40k. I love Age of Sigmar. I've got a lot of Age of Sigmar figures still. I don't play anymore. But yeah, I was excited to see this figure when they released it on Twitter. Picked up on Gumroad, which you can pick up on Gumroad too. I'll be posting the link down below for that. And yeah, I got into printing figures like this, like that. And I was like, hey, I know another artist. One on an artist over on Instagram called Grumpy, who also has some cool art figures. So let's take a quick look at those. So Grumpy is an amazing designer, creates some really awesome looking characters. Really chubby, cute little characters. And right here in front of me, I've got a couple of their designs. So far, I've built one of them. The axolotl. It's a little chubby axolotl. It's so cute. And as you can see from the detailing, it looks really good. This is printed with a 0.4mm nozzle, 0.16mm layer heights, and it looks really good. I personally really like it. There's some under extrusion where the supports were, but it still looks really good. And sadly, the downside of FDM printing, as we saw with the Fat Marine 2, is as the rounded areas come up to its conclusion, we can see it start to plateau right there, which some sanding will help. Sanding always helps, and when we get areas like here where we've got some under extrusion, you know what always helps with that, especially in the miniature field? Green stuff, or any form of filler, or even some primers that can fill in the area. I also printed a couple others which I haven't assembled yet. This fat crocodile figure. And with this one, I was a bit worried with how the snout was, how it extended outward, how the overhangs would work. But it printed amazingly, and I'm actually surprised. We've got some edges on its belly, some ribbing. It looks really nice. The little spikes on its arms, I really love that. And the scales on its back, that looks amazing. I really love how this came out. And then we've got this one. This is the body for his fat gecko figure. It is adorable, just really freaking adorable. The little spikes. When I first got my 3D printer about a year ago, I had printed a figure that felt close to me. It felt really nice, and it really represented what I was doing at the time. At the time when I had got my 3D printer, I was still doing a lot of 3D modeling, a lot of texture work, a lot of freelance, stuff that I don't know if I have rights to show yet. But I was using a program called Substance Designer and Substance Painter, and this was their mascot character. Their Mac character. And I had printed this way back when I first got my printer. And this was, I guess, honestly, my first introduction to printing art figures on my Ender 3 Pro. And I'm really happy with it. I really love it. I really like how it came out. And it really got me into 3D printing. And from there, I had started printing, the Nerf blasters from Captain Slug, a bunch of containers from Zach Friedman, which were really nice. I'd also gone to printing like this camera mount, which gives me the ability to do, top-down videos like this, show you off cool things like this, give close-ups, and I really love it. I really love this hobby. I really love being able to work on stuff like this and share what I'm doing. Really cute figures, and I plan to paint these on stream soon. And maybe when this video comes out, I'm already painting them on stream, and painting miniatures has been something I've done for years, just to cool down, calm down after work. And yeah, it's an amazing hobby. I would like to thank everyone for watching this video. This video is short, it's a bit rambly. Some segments might be out of order based on how I edit it later. And I do plan to splice in a lot of close-ups, a lot of other, B-roll, maybe some nice printing of this figure, of the axolotl. So yeah, I hope y'all like how the video comes out. If you want to support what I do, I have a Patreon, patreon.com/NicholasRoss. I'll have the link down below. Also my Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, so y'all can see what I do. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and have a good day. Bye.